Hey, JD,
Yeah?
we're practicing social distancing.
What?
Social distancing.
Cool.
Also, release the butthole cut.
Do it.
As you can see, we are 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
You know what? We said we're gonna move closer, but let's go all in. We're doing.
I don't think I've sat this far over here, and I'm liking the view. Now, Zach is not here.
So he was here last week, came back from his hiatus, and we immediately said, we don't like you anymore, so we're quarantining you.
He's done. You can still be on Getting Real. You just have to do it from a distance.
Yes.
He's fine.
He's fine. He'll be later in the video.
Yes.
But we didn't want him here
No.
because there's no way we could have 6 feet between us.
Absolutely not.
But today we're talking about technically this video lives forever, so it's not today. It's
always today. Though.
It's always today in this video. But we're talking about movies that you can watch while social distancing.
Yeah, I mean, you can watch any movie while you're social distancing.
Yeah, but these are movies that are like
kind of about either introverts. Yeah, nothing like too depressing. Though,
No.
Right? Yeah.
Well, my choices are going to be kind of depressing.
Great.
Bubble Boy. Both the John Travolta, both the John Travolta made for TV one, and the Jake Gyllenhaal reboot,
which I low key love. I would watch that movie all the time in middle school and high school.
It is a bonkers movie. It's just mind-boggling that someone came up with that and they shot it.
And then they got Jake Gyllenhaal, who I want to say had been like hot off of maybe Donnie Darko at the time.
They came out around the same time.
Around the same time.
Yeah.
That he's like, yeah, I'll do Donnie Darko, and then I'm gonna do Bubble Boy.
I'm gonna do October Sky. I'm gonna do Donnie Darko, then Bubble Boy. One movie I want to talk about is Her, and this is like the Introvert the movie. It's got Joaquin Phoenix, who just won an Oscar for The Joker, which he should have won it for Her, but it's a whole different discussion. He should have won it for a lot of movies, honestly. But Her, he falls in love with an AI, basically.
Scarlett Johansson.
Who
should have won an Oscar for maybe her performance in this.
But she was only a voice in the whole
She was
time.
only a voice.
He's dealing with a divorce of his ex-wife. Well, duh, obviously.
Nailing it. You're nailing it.
It's directed by Spike Jonze, and it's just a beautiful movie about what, not only depression after divorce, but also what being introvert is like. It's very much like you're in your own head a lot of the times. You're just living life. Sometimes you're just doing things outside of the world to get it over with, and then you come back home and you start talking to your AI girlfriend, and then even though it is depressing, it is kind of a funny movie.
Yeah.
And it's got Chris Pratt.
We got Chris Pratt.
You got Rooney Mara.
Yep.
You got a lot of great actors in it, and it's
Amy Adams.
Amy Adams, and you got it's Spike Jonze with like even more tweed than you ever wanted from a Spike Jonze.
So much tweed, thick glasses, a mustache, and Spike he's always doing movies kind of like this. It's always like Where the Wild Things Are is very kind of an isolated movie.
And another one I got. This one's a weird one. It's funny, but it's weird. So if you ain't into weird movies, don't watch this one. But Lars and the Real Girl.
Oh, I love Lars and the Real Girl.
And I don't know if you've noticed a theme with my movies, but it's dudes falling in love with inanimate objects. Ryan Gosling, he's a super introvert. He's like extra introvert.
He's weird.
He's a weirdo, but not like in a weird way.
No, not in a gross way. But he's just like, you're not going to talk to this dude at a party.
No, he has problems interacting with people. He'll interact with his sister and her husband, but other than that, he won't really interact with anybody. So he orders a doll, a human-sized doll, and sort of just makes it his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And it's about him.
And nothing like inappropriate either.
No.
Just like they hold hands.
Yeah.
Things like
He just wants companionship,
Yeah.
but he's afraid to go talk to other people. And it's a heartwarming movie, which is like bizarre to say, but it is. It's depressing at first, but by the end, it's heartwarming, and it's like perfect, like Ryan Gosling before he got big movie.
I feel like this was also, I mean, because I think he had done like The Notebook at this point too. This is like kind of that reset of Ryan Gosling where he's like, I'm not doing like these, I want like good characters and I want like good movies, and it's really good. He's also got a mustache.
I know.
It is a movie that I think I was just with some friends and we watched it randomly and we were like, dang, we thought it was gonna be so dumb and so stupid, and you're like,
it catches you off guard.
Man, that was good.
Yeah. JD, what do you got?
All right, I got a few. If you live at my house and you watch long movies, and you got a baby, and you got a wife who is teaching from home, it takes a while to finish a trilogy like Lord of the Rings.
It's true.
So we're taking care of Return of the King right now, but when you brought this idea up, I go, man, that is still the perfect example of like, they start all together, and then they all kind of break into their own, like, sex.
Well, sexed, yeah.
Sexed.
It sounds like the other word, but
it's not.
We'll put it underneath.
Yeah. You're kind of just watching Frodo become more and more isolated. It's also a great movie right now because there's some really, like one moment in particular that it's my favorite moment of the whole series, and it's Two Towers, and Sam is talking about, the stories that we're gonna tell, and like, how do you, how do people keep going in such adversity and trouble, and because they're not, there's things worth living for, which when the moment we find ourselves in at this moment, you could be watching years from now, but right now there's some crazy stuff happening. That is like, gets me every time. It's a great monologue. I got to give a shout out to the OG Planet of the Apes.
All of them, or just the original movie?
Well, all of them.
Okay. Oh.
Because some of them are crazy. They're all crazy. Actually.
They're wacky.
I love Planet of the Apes, minus the Tim Burton ones. I even love I love the new trilogy they did. It's nothing too scary. It's nothing really that applies here. There's nothing that kind of freaks you out. It's just a cool sci-fi movie. It's quiet. It's all about being by yourself, especially, if you're the only human who could talk, and you're surrounded by 8 people. Come on. If that's not isolation, I don't know what is.
Get your hands off of me.
Keep me.
That's the perfect social distancing line.
It is. I was gonna throw this one off the list, but I'll briefly mention Interstellar. It's a movie that is about space, and how cold it is, and how lonely it is, but love will keep us together.
It's true.
The song said it.
And speaking of space movies, Ad Astra.
Yes.
I just thought about it just now.
Yeah.
Perfect isolation movie. Same tone as Interstellar, but it's about how absentee fatherhood can ruin your life.
But also, Matthew McConaughey is the absentee father.
Yeah, but he's he didn't do it because he wanted to. He did
it to save the world. And then finally, I have to talk about In Bruges. So it's directed by Martin McDonagh, and this is the same guy who did Seven Psychopaths and 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri. And this is his first big movie. It's got Colin Farrell, Brendan Gleeson. Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson are these 2 hitmen who they have been instructed to just kind of hang out in Bruges. And in Bruges apparently is a boring town. There's nothing to do there. And so Colin Farrell is antsy. There's more going on. I don't want to give away the whole plot because it's a fun movie. It's there's a lot of cool story aspects I really like about it. But Colin Farrell is just bored out of his mind. He hates it. He is he just wants to leave, but he can't. And Brendan Gleeson's it's a pretty nice holiday. I enjoy this place. And I think that's perfect for if you're sitting at home. You have people, there are people on both sides of this, self-quarantine, anything, whatever. It's you have people who cannot stand it. Yeah. They're going crazy. They just want to go outside and go out and do whatever they want.
Yeah.
And then you have people who are whew, relief.
Me. All right, well, now we're going to pitch it to Zach. I think if we just scream at him, he'll start talking.
Zach! Hey, Zach! Yo, hey, Zach dog.
Hey guys, so I am also in quarantine, or self-quarantine I should say, now in my car. I cannot go into my house, I'm kidding. My house is filled with people, and so I'm gonna do it for my car. You know, to get the full you're not alone type deal is watching someone be completely alone on an island, and that is Castaway. Castaway is so Castaway shows how good of an actor Tom Hanks is. Like, every now and then he's in, you know, Saving Mr. Banks or Mr. Rogers, and we're like, oh, he's just like, you know, he's pretending to be somebody. But then every now and then he has a movie like, oh, that's why Tom Hanks. That's why everyone loves Tom Hanks, because he is so good at his job. Also, he's really nice. Castaway is just showing off how great of an actor Tom Hanks is. He has no one to work with other than a volleyball, and he's great. He makes you cry over a volleyball. He gets in a plane crash. He's the only survivor, and on an island in the middle of nowhere. He has no way of getting home, and so he just lives by himself, slowly goes crazy. This movie is exactly how we all feel right now. We cannot leave, and if you do leave, you gotta be really careful, just like Tom Hanks was. He had to be careful of the wilderness, of the weather, of his pet volleyball, or friend volleyball. It wasn't really a pet. We all love Wilson. It's even more topical because Tom Hanks has the virus. Luckily, as of right now, he is out of the hospital. I'm sure by the time this uploads, he'll probably post something saying he's completely fine.
Thank you, Zach.
Wow, Zach, those
Wow.
picks were garbage.
Well, he only picked one movie.
That pick was garbage.
But what a pick it was.
What if it was like The Godfather? And I'm like,
It's like the Godfather trilogy, you gotta watch it.
I'm like, garbage.
It's like JD's favorite movie, you have to watch it. And you're like, dumb. If you got anything you want to suggest, drop it in the comments.
Yep.
Next week, we're going to give you movies that you can watch with your kids. Suggestion by one of our TNHV coworkers. So we're going to try to find some movies that you already haven't watched. You've already watched Frozen. You've already watched Frozen 2.
You think people watch Space Jam?
Well, we already established last week you should not watch Space Jam.
Yeah, you're right.
We'll see you guys next week, which is eternally next week.
Yeah.
So,
But stay safe.
But
No
stay
matter
safe.
what time you're in.
10 years from now, stay safe.
Please do.
Un esercito di prodi la me.
Makes you feel just too
It's
far
just-
apart.
Yeah. That's as close as we can
Perfect.
get.
Look at that. I was worried that we'd be able to reach, but nope.